Hi everyone, I'm Kendra and welcome to Crazy Happy Healthy. Today I want to talk a little bit about gluten. Um, you know, gluten-free diets are really kind of picking up momentum these days. There's a lot of people um, going on them, and I mean, everywhere you go, you're starting to see these like gluten-free products. And recently, my father sent me an email, and it was an article I think that was posted on WebMD. You can go to my site and get a link for this original article that I'm referring to. But basically, the article was saying that, like, gluten free, it's becoming really trendy. Like, all these people are jumping on the bandwagon and they don't know why. And that it can actually be a dangerous diet and that it can cause nutritional deficiencies. And, it's just not an appropriate diet for most people. And, I've seen so many of these articles lately and I just kind of wanted to address it because you know, gluten free is not trendy just because people want to be cool or go with the trends. Like, to me, that's ridiculous. Like, being gluten free is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, I'm gluten free. I've been that way for a couple of years, and it's like, it's a huge ordeal sometimes. You go out to restaurants, you can't order anything, you ask for something without bread and you get this like dinky little meal that doesn't even fill you up. And, you go to potlucks and dinners, and sometimes it's a huge issue. And I don't really think that people are going to be like causing a huge pain in their ass in their lives just so they can be cool and be gluten free. Like, it doesn't make sense. And, I think the reason why there's been this huge demand for gluten free products is because people are, cutting it out and they're realizing that they feel so much better. And, there's a reason for this. There's science to back this up. And, one of the reasons why gluten is so problematic, first of all, it's been modified so many times. It's like we're not talking about wheat from the Bible. It doesn't even resemble what it did even 50 years ago. It's been modified to contain more and more gluten because it gives it that really kind of fluffy consistency. But yeah, so there's some research supporting the fact that gluten it stimulates this protein, and this protein is called zonulin. And zonulin, you can think of it as the gatekeeper between the intestines and the blood. So there's these things called tight junctions, and the tight junctions are the gate. And so when zonulin is released, these tight junctions open and things flow from the intestine into the bloodstream. So obviously some things should pass, nutrients, vitamins, that sort of thing. But a lot of things shouldn't. Like, you don't want large food particles leaking through, or pathogens or toxins, food additives. Like, it should be this sort of selectively permeable membrane, right? So some research is showing that in almost all people, that when you eat gluten, it actually stimulates the release of zonulin. So every time someone eats gluten, it can actually cause the gut to be leaky. And so now suddenly anything can leak into the bloodstream. And yeah, leaky gut is a huge problem, and it's sort of the basis for a lot of chronic illness we have these days, especially autoimmune conditions. And this process of the gut being leaky after eating gluten can happen for maybe 4 to 5 hours after ingesting it. So, we have so many people these days. I mean, most people are eating gluten 3 times a day, and gluten meaning barley, rye, oats, wheat, spelt products. So people are eating toast for breakfast, sandwich for lunch, and pasta for dinner. And so basically their gut is just leaky all day, and anything can just leak into the bloodstream, and this causes toxicity, it causes the liver to be congested, it causes kidneys to be overworked. It's a huge deal, and I think that's why when people go off gluten, they start to feel good really well. I mean, I'm a nutritionist and I work with clients, and sometimes I feel like a one-trick pony because I'm always like, get off the gluten, get off gluten. But it's like I've actually never seen someone go off it and not notice positive benefits. So I think it's because it can be quite damaging to the body. So like, gluten, it's not just gluten free is not just trendy, and it's not dangerous. These claims that it's dangerous are just it's insane. It's ridiculous because there's nothing in it that you can't get from something else, and it's because of the way it affects the gut and because it has low absorbability. Like, you're not even absorbing a lot of those nutrients anyways. And you can get fiber from vegetables, you can get all your minerals and vitamins from somewhere else, and it's not going to be a dangerous diet. I mean, yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, it's not dangerous. Okay. And but I guess, that being said, it could be dangerous if you were to just swap out all your bread with gluten-free alternatives, because obviously food industry has arisen to this increased demand for gluten-free products, and now you have gluten-free muffins and gluten-free bread and gluten-free this and gluten-free that, and those products are probably even unhealthier than the original gluten. They're often full of additives and hydrogenated oils and trans fats. Like, so if you were to just replace all your gluten products with gluten-free products, then I think, yeah, that might be dangerous. Like, that's not a healthy diet. If you want to be gluten-free and get the health benefits, then you need to just forget about bread. um, at least wheat bread, and like eat more vegetables, eat more healthy fats, eat more grass-fed meats, and just kind of forget about that stuff. So yeah, that's my little gluten rant for the day. And make sure to head over to crazyhappyhealthy.com where you can read more from me, and read this article that I'm speaking of. And make sure to leave me some comments and let me know what you think. Okay, bye.